Hello there. Welcome to the live stream today. Very much excited for having you here. If there are any questions you have, comment below with your questions. I'm sharing with you a couple of things that you need to know, a couple of updates that you must understand. So live streaming on YouTube is one of the best ways to build your brand online. Prepare for your examination. So comment below with any questions that you have. Comment below with any thoughts that you want me to share on. I want to share with you a couple of strategies and techniques that you can use in these times that you have to study on your own and be effective. So you comment below with any questions. I'm gonna be reading your comments and reply any questions you have. How are you studying? How are you preparing for the exams? Comment below and get talking real quick. Okay, so let me just put this in the comment box. So any questions you have, put them in the chat box. I want to share with you some strategies, some techniques that you can use in this time that you are studying on your own and preparing and studying from home. How do you stay productive? How do you stay on top so that you can actually prepare well for your examination? So I want to share with you a couple of strategies, couple of techniques that will help you. So share with me. Now that we are on the shutdown, how are you studying? How are you preparing for the exam? How are you coping with the coronavirus issues and outbreaks? How are you doing? Let me know. Comment below. How are you studying? What's the approach that you are using to study, and how is it going so far? Comments below. All right, so how are you preparing? How are you coping for the exams? How are you going and preparing for the exams? Now, let's get a few things out of the way in order for you to understand what's going on. Now, basically, we are still in the preparation mode for the ICA May 2020 examination, but most importantly, most students are preparing for the studies, for the lectures, from the comfort of their homes and others in relation to that. Today I've already done 2 sessions via Skype with our students, and like what you see behind me, and with our students, and we are going to be doing another session this evening via Skype for financial reporting, and then at 9 p.m. I'll be live again on Facebook, and I'll be teaching as well on Facebook Live to help you to understand what it is that you are studying and what it is that you are preparing for. So comment below with any questions you have. What is it that you want me to share more on? What is it that you want us to talk about very well? But most importantly, as I'm sharing with you, I'll be answering any questions. So if you're just joining the broadcast, if you're new here, you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you click on the subscription button and become a VIP member on the channel and subscribe to the channel so that you get notification anytime we release new lecture videos and anytime we go live. So comment below with any questions you have about the exams, about your studies. Share with me how the journey is so far, how you are coping with yourself studying. Now, a few things you must understand. Now that you're going to be the one studying alone, or possibly even if you are studying in groups, it's going to be virtual, it's going to be on Skype, because now You cannot trust anyone literally because of the outbreak. So you've got to be careful the interactions you have and the personal contacts that you have with people. Uche Ejehu, I see a question from Uche Ejehu. Let me look at that real quick. So Uche, please treat financial ratio interpretation. Sure. Okay. So okay. Okay, financial ratio interpretation. We will look at that. I think I've mentioned that we were looking at covering that. So possibly, let's see if we can cover that tomorrow. Same time here on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. Interpretation of ratios is a very huge area in financial reporting, in corporate reporting, or in advanced financial reporting. And so let's see, tomorrow or Sunday we'll be able to cover that, Ijehu. So stay tuned and stay connected so that if I go live, you will be notified and you'll be able to get access to the lecture on that as well in relation to that. So, like I was saying, now that you're going to be studying on your own, doing a lot of things on your own, you have to first find out, where do I get my lectures from? How do I get assistance? If I have any questions, who can I talk to? All right, that is very, very critical. Like I was saying earlier, today I've done 2 sessions already on for our students. All right. In the morning, we did financial management accounting. During the afternoon, I had a private session with one of our students as well. And then this evening, I'll be having financial reporting via Skype with the students. And 9 p.m., I'll be live on Facebook as well to be teaching something in relation to that. So there is no excuse. Technology is there. You can use technology to stay productive and to study well and prepare well for your examination. But in this moment where you are studying on your own, there are certain strategies, certain techniques that I want to provide you with to arm you so that you can understand how you can strategize yourself. The first thing is the fear that is already propagating, that is already going on. Many people are literally scared now and thinking about a lot of things. Will the CA cancel the exams? Literally. Now, I jump on live here. There is a memo circulating on social media. I got it on social media that WAEC has cancelled their I think the BEC, not cancelled, sorry, but postponed to further notice in relation to that. And people are like, okay, so is the CA going to be doing same? We don't know. Their memo has not come yet, so we're still going to be hanging on there. But one thing you must deal with is the fear aspect of this whole issue. All right. Today I was speaking with one of our students, and he was like, Nhyira, I don't really even have the ability or the mind or the peace of mind to even look at my books, because I'm thinking about my safety. I'm thinking about my children's safety. I'm thinking about the people that I talk to, and I literally don't go to work again because we are supposed to now work from home. The question we then ask is, okay, so how do we say, do we talk about it? Calvin, I see your question. I'll respond to that in a moment. So how do we stay productive? How do we go ahead with life? Now, one thing you must understand is that you just have to, maybe one thing you must do is this. You have to reduce the intake of the news, because the more you watch the news, the more you listen to the news, the more fearful you become about the whole issue. So the first strategy I want to give you, in order for you to have a peace of mind to study and to take your life to the next level after this issue, is to be sane of yourself, be peaceful of yourself, create your own environment. Make sure you reduce the intake of the news. Yes, once in a while you check out what is happening, but make sure you follow the sanitization, distance, social distancing, and the quarantine, self-quarantine, or whatever it is. Whatever measures that are put in place there, make sure you practice those measures. Then reduce the intake of the news, because like literally 3 days today, as I was watching the news, CNN, Like, I was literally freaking out when I listened to what is happening in Italy, what is happening in the US, what is happening in other countries, Germany, Poland, France, what is happening there. You're gonna freak out. And what is happening now in Ghana with the number rising a little bit, you're gonna freak out. But one thing you must understand is this: follow the sanitization things, and then stay and pray as well. Okay, and have the peace of mind. Let you be guided, because the Bible said God does not give, or God did not give us the spirit of fear, but He gave us the spirit of love, power, and sound mind. Love, power, and sound mind. So don't be crippled with the fear going on about this outbreak, going on about the spread of all of these things that are going on there. You've got to create your own environment. You've got to be mindful of your own environment. So in order for you to have the peace of mind, you first have to block any other information coming up, because the more you see it, the more you hear it, the more people scream about it, the scarier it becomes. But you see, if you are fearful, you're going to make decisions that you are not supposed to make. If you are fearful, you're going to say things that you are not supposed to say. If you are fearful, you're going to go to places that you are not supposed to go. So in this stage, or in this era that we are in, the times are different. So one thing you have to understand is, how can I stay sane? How can I stay active? How can I be alert? How can I be vigilant? You don't have to dopamine and soak yourself with everything in the news. Priscilla, I see your question or your statement as well. I'm going to respond to that as well in a moment. How can I stay safe? How can I stay productive? So that is critical. That is critical. So the first thing is, how you're going to be dealing with fear. It's in your heart here. You are afraid. It's freaking out. You are thinking about the menace. You are thinking about everything that is going on. But you have to be a master of yourself and find out that I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be praying. I'm going to take the measures that have been laid out, and I'm going to trust that everything is going to be fine. Because if you are afraid, there is nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do about this whole thing is to protect yourself, is to distance yourself, is to do the mechanisms, or put in place, or follow the mechanism, the sanitization and all the issues. So the first strategy I am giving you today is to control your fears. Control your fears. In these times, if you are supposed to prepare for your exams, you are supposed to work in your exams, you are supposed to be able to be adequately prepared for the exams and ultimately pass the exams, then you have to deal with fear. Don't be afraid. Don't be full of fear. Yes, the news is scary. Yes, the issue is scary. Yes, it may be escalating, but in your heart, in your home, in your workplace, you have to find out and create an environment of peace and create an environment of joy, because that is what will take your life to the next level. This is critical. This is important. So the first strategy I want to give you on how you can study effectively to pass your CA, your ACCA, your CIMA, your CPA, your CMB, whatever it is, even if the examination is postponed till further notice, you will still be writing the exams. So you cannot say, oh, the exams has been postponed, so I'm not going to be learning. It hasn't been postponed yet, but should it be postponed, you still got to be studying. You still got to be working. You still got to be training yourself, practicing a lot of questions. Even that one will buy you time so that you can work hard and pass the exams and pass it very well. So the first strategy I want to give you in this time, as you think about it, as you work on yourself, as you study alone, without your teachers, without, that is, for those of you who are not having that digital online access, you don't have to freak out. You just have to. That is why you need to also connect with me on YouTube, because every single day, tomorrow I'm going to be live here. I'm going to be teaching. Okay, 9 p.m. I'll be on Facebook, Nhyira Premium. I'm going to be teaching. All of these things I'm doing is to be able to provide you with content, with assistance, so you can prepare well for the examination. Because distance is not an issue. Being shut down is not an issue. If you're in your home, you have access to the internet, you should be able to study. That's it. That's it. So the first strategy I'm giving you is to know how you can deal with fear. That is very, very important. So let me look at the comments that I have right here. Kelvin Kamara, I'm from Sierra Leone. You have been a blessing to me and the friends. Great. Can you please treat financial ratio interpretation? Okay. Okay, so I think we are getting more how do we call it, more requests for financial ratio interpretation. So it's high time I take that on. So tomorrow or Sunday, okay, tomorrow or Sunday, we're going to be taking interpretation of financial statements. So Kelvin and Uche, that is my answer to you. We're going to be taking that live probably tomorrow or Sunday in order for us to prepare for the examination. I'll be very much excited. There is a very great strategy that I have on how you can understand interpretation of financial ratios and financial statements, and most importantly, how to interpret them, because most students are able to calculate or compute the ratios, but the interpretation is where the issue is. So I'm going to be treating that. Okay, so Kevin and Uche, I'm going to be treating that. Then Priscilla Eduamwa Ado, forgive me if I don't mention your name right, okay? Forgive me if I don't mention your name right. Priscilla Eduamwa Ado, please treat consolidation. All right, Priscilla, I already have a lot of videos on my channel on consolidation. Very, very great videos. Very, very great videos. So check, after watching this stream, check the playlist on I think consolidated financial statement. I have great videos, great series on it, how you can determine the group structure, the net asset computation, the goodwill calculation, dealing with intra-group trading, calculating the value of NCI, dealing with group retained earnings, preparing statement of profit or loss, preparing statement of financial position. I have great videos on that. Okay, so Priscilla, you can check those out in the meantime, because later on I'll be practicing and solving questions on specific areas as well in consolidation. So Priscilla, that is what I have for you. So you check the playlist. I think that should be consolidated financial statement. So you check the playlist on the channel. Okay, if you go to my channel, this is my channel. If you go to my channel, you will see home video playlist. So if you go to the playlist, group, okay, I think it's group. So group financial statements, that playlist, group financial statement, it has a lot of videos there on the preparation of the consolidated financial statement. So Priscilla, you can check that out in order for you to prepare for your examination. But like I said, we'll be solving some questions as well for consolidation and to assist you to be able to prepare well for the examination. So Kelvin, Uche, the interpretation of financial statements, yes, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be taking that. And then, so tomorrow or Sunday, we're going to be doing the interpretation of financial statements. This is a huge aspect for financial reporting, for corporate reporting or strategic business reporting, or for advanced financial reporting. So make sure you stay tuned. Tomorrow or Sunday, 4:30 p.m. I'm going to be live and I'm going to be teaching the interpretation of financial statements to assist you for you to prepare well for your examination. If you join the stream, there are any questions you have, there are topics you want me to cover on this channel, put it in the chat box, put it in the comment box. I'll be very much excited to hear from you and to assist you in preparing for your examination. So I have given one strategy, how you study alone. Number one, I said, dealing with your fears. You don't have to be fearful. You don't have to freak out. Number two is to identify what is your problem. Identify what is your problem. This is very, very, very important. Very, very important. Okay, so after you are dealing with your fear, number two is to identify your problem. Now, what is your problem? What's your problem? Because whatever subject you are writing, like financial reporting, what is your problem in financial reporting? Is it accounting standards? It's one of the problems to a lot of students. Is it interpretation of financial statement? Is it consolidation? Okay, when it comes to consolidation, which part of consolidation do you have problem? What treatment do you have problem with? Is it the fair value adjustment? Is it the intra-group trading? Is it the group retained earnings? Is it the treatment of the depreciation? What is it? What is the specific problem? It's very critical. So after dealing with your fears, after looking at how to compact, the way you can study effectively in order for you to you pass the exams is to identify your problem. That is the starting point. Because one thing I've seen is that many students study and they just keep on studying. They just keep on studying, but they never pause to ask themselves, what is my problem? What is my challenging areas? So they have gone through the entire syllabus, they have studied everything, but if they have question, they cannot answer the question. So if you are having that, it means there is a problem somewhere. So when you pick IAS 16, what is your problem in IAS 16? Is it dealing with fair value revaluations? Is it dealing with deferred tax on revaluations? When you pick IAS 12, income tax, what is your problem? Is it dealing with the deferred tax? Is it dealing with the movement in deferred tax? Is it dealing with over or under provision of tax? What is your problem in that standard? You have to identify it. If you pick IFRS 16, leases, what is the issue? Is it about the sale and lease back? Is it about when payment is made at the beginning of the year or when payment is made at the end of the year? So as you are studying, you must identify what your problem is. So ask yourself, what is my problem? It's very critical. Let's say you are doing management accounting. What is your problem in management accounting? Is it the preparation of the profit statement using activity-based costing, or using marginal costing, or using the absorption costing? Is it break-even that you have problem with multiple products? When the company is producing multiple products and you are supposed to calculate the break-even point in units and break-even point in value, is that your problem? So you have to be able to identify your problems. You have to be able to identify problem. Like I said, many students don't know where their problem is when they are learning, and that is a sin. It's a sin for in the community of studies not to identify your problem. So maybe you are doing taxation, principles of taxation lecture. So you are doing taxation. What is your problem in taxation? Is it about computation of the chargeable income of individuals? Is it about the treatment of reliefs? Is it about the treatment of the first tier, the second tier, and the voluntary payment? Is it about how you use the graduated rates to calculate the tax liability of the individual? If it is about companies, calculation of the tax liabilities of companies, is it about dealing with allowable expenses and non-allowable expenses? As a student, you must identify what is my problem, and your problem will be different from my problem. If the two of us are learning financial reporting, what my problem is may be different from what your problem will be. But the key thing is identify what is my problem. In these times that you have to study on your own, you have to be on your own, you got to be lonely and do a lot of work on your own, you must identify your problems. Because chances are there are things you don't have problem with. Okay, dealing with conceptual framework, regulatory framework, these are theoretical areas. Maybe it could be a problem. You don't understand how the fundamental principles are used. You don't understand what we mean by elements of financial statement, or maybe you cannot give definition of various issues. All right, you cannot give definitions of various issues. So how do you go about that? So you must identify your problem. That's the second strategy I want to give you today. If you want to pass your ICA exams, if you want to pass your ACCA, your CPA, your CFA, whatever exams that you are writing, you must identify your problems as you study. So maybe comment below and share with me the subject you are studying. Have you been able to identify your problem? If yes, what is your problem? Comment below. Maybe comment below. I can provide you with some strategies, some techniques right now in order for you to laser beam deal with that issue. So comment below. What's your problem? Are you able to identify your problems? That's it. That's it. So whatever subject you are writing, there is a problem you have. There is a particular topic you might have studied over and over and over again, but you still don't understand it. Why? It means that is your problem. It means you need to look at it from another angle. It means you need to maybe get other lecture videos. You need to ask the questions. You need to look at some assistance. This is very critical. Okay, so as a student, that is what you have to understand. Okay, so Priscilla, I see a comment from Priscilla. Let me look at that. My problem is income tax. Priscilla, you said your problem is income tax. Which area in income tax? Tell me about it. Is it income tax computation of individuals, or income tax computation of companies, or income tax computation of partners? You see, you must narrow down the problem. You must narrow down to identify what really the problem is. Because if you don't identify what really the problem is, you cannot solve it in the first place. So Priscilla, can we narrow down a little? You said your problem is income tax. What aspect of income tax is really your problem? Is it computation of the income tax liability, or determination of the chargeable income, treatment of the reliefs? What's the specific problem? Maybe if you can clarify, I can provide you with some strategy right now to help you to work well. Okay, to help you to work well. Hi, so I jump out a little bit. So Priscilla, I see your question. No, Prince, I see your question. Wagon Go, I see your question. Let's go through them real quick. Priscilla said, my problem is income tax. Wagon said, hello, sir. Please, last time those as you post the law lecture videos. Okay, Prince are not right. The law lecture videos. Okay. Law lectures. Yes, maybe this evening or tomorrow morning, if we can. Yes, so you can share that. Okay, so Prince, let's see. Possibly tomorrow morning you could have that. So Prince, I know that is it about that. Priscilla, you said something. Let me see. Computation in single entity financial statement. Okay, this is Priscilla. Yeah, Priscilla. So you said computation in single entity financial statement. Okay. So Priscilla, does it mean that the treatment of the footnotes in single entity financial statements? So if the treatment of the footnotes in single entity financial statements, it means that is not your problem. Rather, your problem is accounting standards. Okay, Priscilla. If the issue is how you treat the footnotes in the preparation of single entity financial statements, then your problem is not single entity financial statements. Your problem is accounting standards. So we need to go back and deal with accounting standards. Because you see, when you're preparing the single entity financial statement, that is the income statement and other comprehensive income. You are preparing the statement of changes in equity. You are preparing the statement of financial position. The footnotes there are all accounting standards. So if you are weak in accounting standards, you will read the footnotes directly, you will read the footnotes correctly, but you cannot treat it because you are weak in your accounting standards. I hope you are getting it. So, Priscilla, your problem is not single entity. Your problem is accounting standards. And this is the good news I have for you, Priscilla. And this goes to everyone, because most students think their problem is single entity. But the problem is not single entity. The problem is your weakness in the accounting standards. Okay, that's what I see a lot about students. So your problem is not single entity, your problem is accounting standards. Now, Priscilla, I have a good news for you. The good news is that on my YouTube channel, you can get access to all the accounting standards that you need. So just go to the playlist tab, then you see a playlist there called Accounting Standards Series. Accounting Standards Series. As of today, it has 37 videos in there. So I treat all the accounting standards and they are already available there. So watch them and go through the standards one after the other. Once you build your understanding on the standards and how to do the various entries, I can guarantee you, when you pick a single entity question, you can solve it comfortably. Okay, Priscilla. So that is the strategy that you need. So your problem is not single entity. Your problem is what? Accounting standards. Okay, that is your problem. Your problem is accounting standards. So go to, after this live broadcast, after our discussion, you can go to the playlist segment and you see the playlist title Accounting Standard Series. As of today, as of now, we have 37 videos in there. So you see IAS 16, IAS 20, IAS 23, IAS 40, IAS 37, IAS 38, IAS IAS 12, IAS 2, I think so. We have something there about that. IFRS 15, IFRS 16 leases, and all the standards. So name it. I got you covered there. So Priscilla, again, your problem is not single entity. Your problem is accounting standards. Comment below if it is true. Are you strong in accounting standard, Priscilla? Maybe share that with me. Are you strong in accounting standard? Is what I'm saying true? Like, do you think your problem is the accounting standards and not really the preparation of the financial statement? Let me know in the comment box real quick. Then Wagon Go also had a comment there. He says, in managerial economics, total products, average products, and marginal products, the relationship between them and also the charts involved. Okay. So the relationship between them and the chart involved. All right. So we will look at that. That is managerial economics. Traditionally, some content available for that. So we're going to be making some content available for that. Then Prince Anoy is saying, please, accounting standard. Which of them do you need in financial accounting? Okay, so Prince Anoy, with financial accounting, I think the accounting standards you need to understand include IAS 16, property, plant, and equipment. So maybe let me put it in the chat box as well. IAS 16, property, plant, and equipment. That is fundamental. IAS 2, inventory. That's also fundamental. I think you may also need IAS 8, accounting estimate, change in accounting concepts. Then you may also need IAS 10, events after the reporting period. So I think financial accounting, you don't really do much of the standards, but the basic ones you must know about is IAS 16, property, plant, and equipment, IAS 2, inventory, IAS 8, accounting estimate and change in accounting concept, and then IAS 10, events after the reporting period. I think these are the standards. Maybe later on I could cross-check what is in the syllabus. Okay, I even have the syllabus here because I'm home. I have the syllabus here. Let me just check to see what we have in financial accounting. Okay, so syllabus, financial accounting. So we have the content, recording of transaction, preparation of basic financial statements, profit or loss, cash flow statement, P&L. Yeah. So I think these basic standards will help you in relation to prepare financial accounting. So IAS 16, IAS 2, IAS 10, and then IAS 8 in relation to that. If you have any question, Priscilla, are you going on here? If you are here, let me know whether what I mentioned, whether it was something that you can relate to. So comment below, let me know about it in relation to that. So we've spoken about two strategies so far. Number one, in order for you to study effectively in this season alone, number one, you've got to deal with your fears. I know you are afraid. I know you are freaked out. Prince, he said, thank you, sir. You're welcome, Prince. You're welcome. So you got to deal with your fear. I know you are afraid. You are freaked out. The news is scary, but you don't have to be afraid of it. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the efforts. Okay? So create your own environment and be sane as a person. Have a sound mind. Because if you don't have a sound mind, you make certain decisions in this season that you are not supposed to make. Some people are going to put their life on hold literally because of this outbreak, but you don't have to. You don't have to. You just have to observe that whatever requirement that is required to be observed. But most importantly, you make sure that you pray. Whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, whatever it is, you pray to God, because God has to come in. So He helps us out in this pandemic or in this outbreak. The number two is identify your problem. What is your problem? If you are studying, what is your problem? Okay, I'm not Prince. I see your statement or your question. I'll look at it in a moment. So you have to identify your problem. So ask yourself, what is my problem? What you are studying right now, what is your problem? What is the challenge? What do you have difficulty in? Because if you don't identify the problem, you'll be studying in vain. Okay, if you don't identify your problem, you'll be studying in vain. So like what Priscilla just shared with us, it was very great what Priscilla shared with us right now, that her problem is single entity financial statement, the computations. But you realize with my explanation, the problem is not single entity financial statement. Rather, the problem is what? Accounting standards. So you'll be sitting down, you'll be saying, oh, I can't do single entity. But your issue is not a single entity, it's what? The financial statement presentation. So you must narrow it down in relation to that. Okay, so before I go on to the third strategy, let me look at the comments I have here. Prince Anna said, please say, most of the time when I do reading, I forget so soon. So I need to go back to learn again, because I have problem about reading subjects. No. Prince Anna, that is the first step, or that is the first rule for failure. If you want to fail, then you got to make such statements. But if you want to become successful, nobody has a problem with reading. Okay? Nobody has problem with reading. Now, Prince, so let me give you some strategy here. And I know this is also a problem for a lot of you watching. Comment below and give me a thumbs up. Like the video, gives me a thumbs up if you think that this is also your problem. Many people study and they forget. Prince, don't say you have a problem with reading. You see, our mind works in such a way that you must trick the mind. If you don't trick your mind, your mind will just do what you keep on saying that it should do. You must trick your mind and let your mind know that I don't have a problem with reading. Listen to me, I never liked reading when I started school, maybe from high school, from JHS to SHS, I did not like reading. But now I gotta read, I read a lot. I've published 13 books, and you know, you cannot publish 13 books if you're not a reader. So, Prince, the problem is not you cannot remember, the problem is how you are studying. Okay, so you don't have a memory problem, you have an attention problem. So, Prince Arno, you don't have a memory problem, it is an attention problem. Now, let me explain that very well. Many of you study and you forget. It does not mean you have a memory problem, but it means you have an attention problem. What do I mean by that? You see, to be able to understand everything that you are studying, This is the formula for long-term memory. Long-term memory is equal to information plus emotions. Let me say that again. Long-term memory is equal to information plus emotions. In other words, if you are able to mix your emotions with what you are studying, there is no way you will forget. Do you know that you remember a lot of things, a lot of experiences you've had, a lot of things that you have gone through years, but you still remember them today? Do you know why you still remember them? It's because of the emotions. It's because of the experience. Now, this is a mistake a lot of you do when you are studying. Many people, when you are studying, you study as though you are just studying for the exams. So, we cry the me use baby. So after the CS, I'm throwing it away. Now, if you study with that mindset, you are telling your mind that the information that is coming in is useless. So your mind will not take it serious. Your mind will not be attentive. Now, so because your mind is not attentive, your mind is not serious, everything that you are studying is going to go away. Everything you are studying, it's going to go away. So you have to be attentive when studying. So I tell my students this: study as though you are going to teach somebody. Now imagine I tell you that wherever you are located, you are going to do a live stream today to teach FI, and I'm going to give you maybe $10,000. What would you do? You will go and research, you will go and work hard, and you wouldn't want to disgrace yourself live stream like this, because my live stream is watched across the globe. My YouTube channel is watched across the globe. So I don't even know who is watching and where the person is located right now. So if I don't prepare and I freak out before the camera, the whole world will hear about me. So if I tell you to prepare and come and do a live stream, what will you do? You wouldn't want to disgrace yourself. You want to be top-notch. You want to remember all your facts. You want to be able to answer all questions that people will ask you. What have you done? You are now bringing emotions into what you are studying. So there is no way you will do Baba and come and stand there. No way. You will understand the concept. You'll be able to ask yourself a lot of questions in order for you to come and do the presentation. So Prince, if there is any advice I'm going to give you, or any strategy that I'm going to give you, change your study style, change your perspective, change how you see the subject. Don't study like you are just going to write an exams. Don't study like, oh, we cry, I won't use it for anything. Put your emotions in what you are studying. Mix what you are studying with emotion. Whatever you read, ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? How can I apply this in what I'm doing? Where can I apply this in my life? How can I teach this to somebody? Because this is it. If you teach, you learn twice. Because for you to teach, you must really understand critically what you are teaching. So Prince, I want you to lie to your mind. And like I said, every successful person has the ability to trick his or her brain. Because if you don't trick your brain will just listen to what you are doing. So tell your brain that whatever I am learning, I'm going to teach it. Tell your brain, whatever I am learning, I'm going to teach it. Now, when you tell your brain that whatever you are learning, you are going to teach it, your brain will become alert. Because you don't want to disgrace yourself. You don't want people to ridicule you. Hey, look at him. He cannot even talk. He doesn't even know what he's saying. Because you don't want that shame, that emotion will now be mixed with what you are studying. And Prince, I can guarantee you, you will never forget. You will never forget. So for all those of you who are having challenge with your reading subjects, information plus emotion equals long-term memory. This is from my mentor, Jim Quick. All right, he is somebody that I follow a lot, who teaches a lot of brain hacks, how to study quick, how to study smart. So information plus emotion equals long-term memory. So if you want to have a long-term memory, if you want to understand what you have studied and you want to retain it for a long period of time, make sure that what you are studying is mixed with an emotion. If it is mixed with an emotion of you teaching somebody, mixed with an emotion of you excelling in the exams, mixed with an emotion of you doing a presentation on it, mixed with an emotion of you becoming the best version of yourself, I can guarantee you you will be definitely the best version of yourself. Prince Ano, that is what I will tell you about that, and I know that that is a strategy that has helped me personally. Whatever I share with you is what I do personally, and I wouldn't have been able to publish 13 books at this stage of my life or in my career if I did not lie to my brain, because sometimes my mind will say, hey, Nhyira, you cannot do this. Nhyira, this thing is impossible. Nhyira, you are too young for this. Nhyira, there is no way people will trust you on this. But I gotta trick my brain and tell my brain that, hey, this thing will help the world. Hey, this thing will be better. And there are a lot of things that people read my books and they are like, wow, my books is understandable. It is simple to understand. It goes straight to the point. And so if I had listened to my brain, if I had listened to my mind, if I had listened to the conversation inside of me, I wouldn't have gone to research. I wouldn't have gone to read. So I read a lot. I read a lot. But I didn't like reading. I didn't like reading. I didn't enjoy reading. But I have books here that I read a lot. And almost every single week, there are new books that are coming. And now I switch a lot to ebooks. So Prince, one of the ways to change your strategy of teaching, your learning is this. Maybe look for audio lectures as well. So whatever it is that you are reading, maybe it is business law, get audio of the lecture and be listening to it. So once you are walking, you are listening. Maybe you are in the gym, you are listening. You are eating, you are listening. You are bathing, you are listening to it. You see, you have to engage all the senses in order for you to become productive. That is also one technique of becoming successful in life. You must engage all your senses. So the sense of sight, you are watching me. The sense of hearing, you are hearing, listening to what I'm saying. Okay, and that is how you become successful. So sometimes it is not about watching the video; it's just about listening to the audio. So like you are maybe eating, but the audio is playing in the background. Your mind will be picking it up. You don't even know. And the mind is very powerful that sometimes you don't even know how it happens, but your mind is picking it up. That's how you become successful. So Prince, that's the strategy I'll tell you to look at. So just change your approach and the perspective and the way you look at the reading subject. It's not difficult. Your problem is not you have a memory problem. You don't have a memory problem. And by extension, nobody has a memory problem. You have an attention problem. And the reason why you have an attention problem is because your emotion is not in line with the information that you are having. That is what you need to understand in relation to that. So let me know if it was helpful. Okay, Prince, I know you already replied. You said, okay, sir. Then Philip Achu Mensa. All right, it's been a long time. He said, thank you, sir. You are welcome. Then Wagon Go. Prince should get a partner who will call him and question him after reading. Okay, Prince. So that is also something that Wagon Go is suggesting. I think it works a lot as well. If you can have a steady partner, okay, somebody who studies with you. Now, you don't necessarily have to be in the same community. You don't necessarily have to be in the same school. You don't necessarily have to be in the same place. Now Skype video call is there, WhatsApp video call is there. So maybe you just share it among yourself. The person is studying something and you're also studying something. So after studying, you call each other and you quiz each other. Because if you know your partner is going to quiz you on what you are studying, again, you don't want to disgrace yourself to your partner. You don't want your partner to say you spent 2 hours learning but nothing stuck in your brain. And so you don't want to disgrace yourself. So you'll be attentive and you will read and you can recollect and remember. All right. So I think that is a great strategy. Thank you, Wagongo, for that suggestion. Is a great strategy that can help you to prepare for your exams. If you are watching, you have any questions, you have any problem, this is a special Q&A session I'm doing, and I'm very much excited for the questions that I'm receiving in relation to this Q&A session. One of the most interesting Q&A sessions this year by all standards. I love the questions that I'm having. And so comment below, whatever it is, whatever challenges you have, whatever problems you have, comment below. Let me provide some strategies, some techniques in relation to that. So number one, How to study alone effectively. I said, deal with your fears. Whatever it is you are afraid of, ignore it. Number 2, identify your problem. That's the second thing. You must identify what is your problem. And that is what I said. Many people think their problem is something, but their problem is not that thing. Like right now, the 2 case scenarios we've had. Priscilla think her problem is preparation of the single entity, but her problem really is accounting standards. Prince thinks that her problem is reading subject, but her problem is not reading subject. Her problem is actually attention, not having the right attention. So identify your problem. That's the second strategy I'm sharing with you on how to study effectively and be productive. Then number three is to understand the basic concepts. To understand the basic concepts. Every subject you are studying has basic concepts, has fundamental principles, has connecting tissue, what I call connecting tissues. So as a student learning the subject, you must identify what the basic problems are. You must identify what the basic problems are. I think I skipped a question. Let me look at that. Wagongo said, preparing account for MMD is according to the standard. Okay, so that is public sector accounting and finance, and you have a problem with that. Now, so Wagongo, are you saying I should? Is it a question you're asking me so that I prepare? I treat a solution on that. I work on that, or is your problem? Clarify that for me. If you want me to solve a question on that, definitely we'll be solving a question on that. But if it is your problem, then that means you need to go back and learn the IPSAS very well. I think I'm releasing a lot of videos nowadays on the IPSAS to help you to prepare well for your examination. Okay, so back to the thing. So number 1, deal with your fears. Number 2, identify your problems. Number 3, understand the basic concepts. So ask yourself, this subject that I'm learning, what are the basic concepts of the subject? This is very critical. It's very critical. Okay, this is very, very critical. So I see a question from Prince Arnaud. Let me reply that real quick. Please say, I have been searching for video MAI said and law so that I will be practicing more time. Okay, yeah, Prince, I think it's rather Kelvin. I see your question as well. I'm coming. I will answer that in a moment. Let me finish with Prince's question. Prince, so yes, I think it's quite there are less material even on YouTube on management information as well as on business law. However, as you're going to be following me on YouTube, hopefully we'll be releasing some videos for management information system. I cannot guarantee much content on that because it's not an area that interests me much, so I don't teach it in that case. But for business law, I teach that, and we have some content on that. So you should be able to get some content from that going forward in the future, so that you'll be able to prepare well for your exams. So Kelvin Kamara, I know all these, but the problem is implementation. All right, Kelvin, I think that is very, 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 very truthful. I love the level of honesty from Kelvin. I know that I understand the level of honesty from Kelvin. Now, Kelvin, what do you think is preventing you from implementing it? Wagon Go, I see your question as well. I see your statement. I'm going to answer that. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Now, Kelvin Kamara, what do you think is preventing you from the implementation? Because if you know about all these, what do you think is preventing you? Is it procrastination? Is it laziness? Is it lack of motivation? These are some of the things that prevent people from implementing it. You see, sometimes people say information is power. No, information is not power. Information that you have is not power. Information is only power if it is implemented. That's the key thing. Information becomes powerful if it is implemented or when you implement it. So, Kamara Kelvin, what do you think is the problem? Is it procrastination? Is it laziness or lack of motivation? Maybe you are not motivated about what you do. Maybe someone is forcing you to do it. Maybe you think, oh, I'm too young, it can be done later on, let me go and chill small. These are the three core things that prevents people from implementation. So Kamara, what I want you to do is find out, is it procrastination? Is it laziness? Or is lack of motivation? If it is procrastination, you can deal with it. You can deal with it. Tell yourself, whatever I schedule that I'm going to do today, I will do it before the day goes over. I will do it today before the day goes over. Wagongo is saying something there. Kelvin, you have a problem with self-discipline and undervaluation of what you are doing. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, procrastination, laziness, and then lack of motivation, it goes back to the word that Wagongo used, self-discipline. Okay, self-discipline. So Kelvin Kamara, you need to discipline yourself, because you see, you know that if you do what you need to do, you will become successful, but you are not doing it. You are not doing it. So you've got to discipline yourself and tell yourself that I'm going to become successful. I'm going to do this thing. That is why you must lock the time. You see, one of the things I do is this. There are times I don't answer my phone. It doesn't matter who is calling me, I don't answer. Now, I don't even see the call because my phone will be on silent and I'll throw it somewhere. It will be silent and I'll throw it somewhere. So I'm in with my tablets and my laptop with my books and I'm working on something. So no matter who is calling, I'm not even seeing it. It's discipline. Now, it's going to hurt some people because there are some people, when later on I try to call them back, or I don't call them back, they call me later on, they are like, Nhyira, I've been calling you, you don't answer. What is it these days? You are not answering my call. What is your problem? I don't care. I don't care, because you see, sometimes you've got to become ruthless in order for you to become successful. You cannot please everybody on your way to top. If you check, success is like the pyramid. At the bottom, the competition is high. There are a lot of people there. But when you climb to the top, it starts becoming lonely. So if you want to become successful, you want to stand out, you want to become the best, you have to become ruthless about your time. I don't joke with my time. If I arrange time or schedule time with somebody and the person takes my time for granted, that is all. So we arrange time. Okay, I have a Skype call with you 5 p.m. And then 5 p.m. because I've scheduled, and 5 p.m. I am there, you are not there. I wait for 5-10 minutes, you still don't come. That is all. Later on, whatever you tell me, I won't listen. Because if you know your schedule will change, quickly inform me before time. And that is how you will become successful, Kelvin. So self-discipline, avoid procrastination, avoid laziness, and avoid the issue in relation to lack of motivation. Maybe you're not motivated. Okay? Sometimes people ask me, why do I release videos every day? Why do I come and do this live broadcast? Because I want to help people. I struggled in my life. I struggled in my journey. I struggled when I started. There were no materials available. I need to read a lot of books, spend a lot of time. That is why I'm able to publish the books I've published, because I want to make things simple but understandable to people. You see, things are not difficult. Okay, sometimes I see people teaching or talking about something and I'm like, you're making it too complicated. I got to make it very simple. That is why I keep on working. That is why I keep on studying. Because what I went through, I don't want others to go through it. And Nuntina, that is why I put in the work. So Kelvin Kamara, what is your motivation? Why do you want to become the person you want to become? I think that is the way forward. If you can answer that question, you can become the best version of yourself. Okay? So Wagongo also said, any subject you take, you should have analysis. That's your hope, your aspiration, your fears, and your frustration. I love this one as well. I love this one as well. So you should do half. Wow, let me take a screenshot of this one. I think I will. I love it. So you must have your hope. You must have your aspiration. You must have your fears, and you must discipline, or you must have your frustration. That's very critical. So hey, what are you doing? I've shared with you 3 strategies so far, aside the questions that I'm answering. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, put them in the comment box. I'll be very much excited to answer your questions for you. So aside your fears, number 1, identify your problems, number 2, and then understand the basic concepts. Every subject you pick has its basic concepts. For instance, if you pick financial reporting, there is a basic concept about financial reporting. If you pick financial accounting, there are basic concepts about financial accounting. If you pick management accounting, there are basic concepts about management accounting. There is a way all the topics are intertwined. They are not isolated. They are intertwined. They are related to each other. So you must know what is the basic concept of the subject that I'm learning. That is very critical. That is very, very important. So if you are going to become successful, if you are going to stand out, if you are going to become the best version of yourself, you've got to put in the effort. You've got to identify and understand the basic concepts. So ask yourself right now, the subject you are preparing for, okay? The subject that you are learning right now, what are the basic concepts of the subject? For instance, if you take financial reporting, corporate reporting, that is F7 or SBL, strategic business leader reporting, or you take advanced financial reporting, what are the basic concepts? The basic concept is that we are going to ultimately look at the financial statements of the organization. For that reason, the basic concept that runs through is the accounting standards. So if you are strong in your accounting standards, boom, you will excel in financial reporting. You will excel in strategic business reporting, because even consolidated financial statements has some accounting standards in there. If you are doing public sector, what is the basic concept in public sector? You must understand it. You must understand it. All right? That is the thing that you must understand about that. So what strategies do you use to study alone? Number 1, deal with your fears. There are a lot of things going on outside. Don't harbor it in your mind. The Bible said, for God did not give us the spirit of fear, but he gave us the spirit of power, love, and sound mind. So deal with your fears, number 1. Number 2, identify your problem. What is your problem? What is your challenge? Identify it. Very, very important. The number 3, understand the basic concepts of the subjects that you are following on. Then the last one, number 4, most important, is to follow the success triangle. Follow the success triangle. Follow the success triangle. Now you may ask, Nhyira, what is the success triangle? Let me explain that to you real quick. Let me sketch that on my body. Thought I wouldn't be using board today, but let me just sketch it out here. This is one of the most important strategies I'm about to share with you. It's called the success triangle. Now, on the success triangle, there are 3 things you must understand. Number 1, concepts and principles. That's the first one. Number 2 is examination analysis documents. Number 3, practice questions. Practice questions. So what am I saying? The strategy for you to study effectively alone: number 1, deal with your fears. Number 2, identify your problem. Number 3, understand the basic concept. Number 4, follow the success triangle. Now you won't see this anywhere. This is Mine, copyrighted. So follow the success triangle. Now, what is the success triangle? The success triangle states that in order for you to excel in every examination, there are 3 stages you follow. Stage 1, concepts and principles. And this is what I explained in the 3rd strategy that I gave you. You must understand the concepts and principles of the subjects. Whatever subject that you are writing, you must understand the concept and the principle. You must go through the lesson. You must understand what everything means and everything is in what you are studying. You must understand it. That's the first step. That's the first step. After that, you come to what we call the examination analysis document. Now, what is the examination analysis document? The examination analysis is simply identifying the trend of the examination. Now, for those of you doing ACCA especially, you realize that when you pick the book, when you pick your study manual, when you flip, I think the first 3 pages, after the first 3 pages, you will see examination analysis. Then you will see the key areas that the examiner has been examining on. That is what I mean by the examination analysis. So you are learning financial reporting. Number 1, understand the concepts, understand the principles. Number 2, find out what are the areas the examiner has been examining on. Okay, you come to consolidation. What areas in consolidation? What are the kind of footnotes the examiner has been examining on? That is examination analysis. Okay, there are questions on standards. What standards are commonly examined? There are certain standards you learn and you will never be examining them. So what standards are commonly examined? That is an analysis. Single entity financial statement. Which ones does the examiner ask most of the time, and what are the footnotes? That is an examination analysis. So the first step is for you to understand the concept, understand the principle of the subject. Number 2 is to understand the trend of the subject. Then once you understand the trend, the structure of the exams, how the exams go, where or which areas the examiner examines very often, then you go to the 3rd step, and that is practicing questions. So following the success triangle, the 3rd step is practicing questions. But let me tell you this. This is what I see students doing. I see students skipping the first step, understanding concept, skipping the second step, getting an examination analysis, and then going through the 3rd step, practicing questions. How do you practice questions if you don't understand the concepts? So you see that they pick a question and they don't even understand. They go through the solution, they still don't understand. They pick another question, they still don't understand. When you do that, you are frustrating yourself very more because you don't understand it. So you'll be like, this thing there is not going on well. Oh. Every question I pick, I can't solve. Every question I pick, I can't solve. It is not that every question you pick, you cannot solve. Your problem is not being able to solve the question. Your problem is that you don't understand the concept, period. So you are solving questions or practicing questions on accounting standards, but you are weak in the accounting standards. You don't know the recognition criteria. You don't know the measurement basis. You don't know the disclosure requirements of the standards. But you are prepared. You are solving questions. What are you doing to yourself? You are just causing harm. You see, if you skip the concept, you skip an analysis, and you come to practicing questions, you are like somebody who has never driven a car before, and you give a key to the person and say he should drive on one busy street like that, like the New York Square, okay, or like Oxford Street in Ghana. So one busy street like that, the person has never ridden driven before, the person has never sat behind the steering before. Then you give the person a key and say drive. The person doesn't know about driving concepts. The person doesn't understand any experience, examination analysis. Then you are telling the person to go and drive, practicing questions. What do you think that person will cause? Accident, havoc. The person will kill a lot of people because the person doesn't even know how to put a leg on the brake, on the clutch, and to change gear. The person doesn't know all that. These are the concepts. So if you are going to study on your own effectively and to pass your examination, step 1, you have to what? Do this. Follow the success triangle. You won't see this anywhere. You will only see this on my channel and on my website. The success triangle for education. So understand the concepts. Get the examination analysis, that is the experience, and then you can practice question. Don't jump and go to the test step. You will cause accidents. You will kill people. It is hazardous. You're going to kill a lot of people in the process. So what am I saying in totality? If you are going to prepare and study effectively alone for your examination, whatever exams it is you are writing, maybe it is the Institute of Chartered Accountants Nigeria, or maybe Sierra Leone, Kelvin is from Sierra Leone, whatever it is that you are studying, maybe it is ACCA-UK, it is ICA Ghana, or it is CIMA UK, it is CPA, it is CFA, whatever A it's there, you've got to do this. Follow the strategies I've shared with you. Number one, deal with your fear. What are you afraid of? Deal with it. Because if you are fearful, you can't have peace of mind to do anything. So deal with your fears. Number two, identify what your problem is. What is your problem? What is holding you back? What is lacking? What is preventing you from taking your life to the next level? So identify your fear. Number three, understand the basic concept. Very, very important. I cannot overemphasize this. You got to understand the basic concepts. And then number four, follow the success triangle. Follow the success triangle. And so what is the success triangle here? You understand the concept and the principles, get an experience, that is the examination analysis document, and then you can practice a lot of questions. I can guarantee you, if you follow these four strategies I've just shared with you, deal with your fears, identify your problems, understand the basic concepts, and follow the success triangle, you will make life easy for yourself. You will write your exams and pass the exam successfully. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. So Wagon Go has a comment there. He says, your hopes. What do you hope to achieve by knowing what you are studying? Your aspiration. Why are you studying this? What does it matter to know this, and what will this add to your life? Yes, so Wagon Co just clarifying the half he shared with us. I like that concept. I don't know who originated that, but I think I like it. Half. So knowing your hopes, your aspiration, you're dealing with your fears, and then your frustration. So hopes is saying that what do you hope for to achieve while on what you are studying? Your aspiration. Why are you studying what are you studying? Your fears. What are you? You see, many students are afraid of financial reporting. Do you know that? Many students are afraid of reading subjects. Many students are afraid of calculation subjects. So that is why number one, I shared number one with you. Fear. Deal with it. Deal with it. Because anything you're afraid of is not real. It's not real. It's not there. It's not happening. It's not going on. So deal with your fears. That's the first step. Second step, identify your problem. Very, very important. Third step, understand the basic concepts. And then fourth step, you follow the success triangle. You follow the success triangle. So, hey, what do you think? Comment below with questions you have. What do you think? Are these tips helpful? Are they going to be something that will help you? Kelvin Kamara, if you are still watching, let me know. Are you going to do the implementation? Okay, Wagon Go is sharing something. He said, I created this when I was at the secondary school, 1996. Oh, okay. Okay. Long time ago. I was just a kid then. So, Wagon Go said, I created this when I was at the secondary school in 1996. That is great. So you've been using this principle since 1996. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think it's a helpful tool, understanding your hopes, your aspiration, dealing with your fears and your frustration. I think if you're able to really understand that and narrow it down, everything will be possible in life for you in relation to that. So thank you, Wagon Go. Very much excited about that and the experience so far. All right. So any other questions for me? Any other questions for me on the discussion today? I think I'm very excited today because I don't know. It's been one of the best. I don't know, maybe the best so far in this year for our live Q&A session. It's been intense. I love the questions, the structure of the questions from Uche, Kamara, Priscilla, Prince, Wagon, your contribution. I just love it. I just love it. And whatever it is, if you are watching live or you are watching the playback and you have any contribution to make, or you have anything that you think about that will be helpful, the way Wagon Go has shared his experience with us, comment below about it, and then let it also assist somebody and help somebody to become successful. So thank you very much for joining the live stream today. It's been very fruitful day. How to study effectively alone, your ACCA, your CIA, your CFA, your CIMA, your MBA, your degree, your HND, whatever it is that you are studying, your PhD. These 4 strategies will help you to become successful. Number 1, deal with your fears. Number 2, identify your problems. Number 3, understand the concept. And number 4, follow the success triangle. I believe that if you implement these 4 strategies, your life will just go to the next level. That is what I've done. So what I'm sharing with you is not something I read in a book, or no, it's something that I have built around with my life, and that's how I do everything that I do. That is my approach to everything. So fearful, no. I know what my problem is. I know what my weakness is. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. You remember when Prince talked about management information system, I mentioned that it's not an area that excites me. That's my weakness. It's my problem. Okay, so I won't go there. Okay, so you know what your weakness is. Outsource that to somebody else and do what you are good at. I love accounting. I love auditing. I love management accounting. I love public sector. I love business law. I love those things because I see them to be related to what I am. I related to what I do, related to my daily life. So I love those things. So I know my problem. Number 3, basic concepts. Everything that is it, I know the basic concept. If I'm learning something, I know the basic concept. MBA, ACCA, whatever it is, CIA, I understand the basic concepts, and that shoots me up. And number 4, I follow the success triangle. That's it. So once I know the concept, I identify the trends, then I start solving questions in line with the trends. Yes, there could be surprises, but you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Definitely, you'll be able to pass your examination. So that is the live stream today. I'm very, very much excited. With the request that we've had in terms of the ratios, that is the interpretation of financial statement. Certainly tomorrow or Sunday, I'm going to be taking that. So make sure you join me 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. And from now on, every day I'll be live and to be answering questions and be teaching live as well, so that I can assist you so you can prepare well for your examination. Then 9 p.m. today, I will also be live on Facebook. My Facebook is Nhyira Premium or Nhyira Premium Official. I think that's the handle, Nhyira Premium Official. So you can join me live as well on Facebook. 9 p.m. today, I'll be teaching I may not be talking about any other thing. I'll be teaching live on Facebook. So you can join me, the stream on Facebook, like my page and follow the page as well. And remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Then share the video, share the channel. If you are finding value, I know definitely you have your colleagues, you have your friends who are also studying with you. Share the channel with them so that they will look at it. So Prince is asking a question. How do I get the concept for part 1? Various subjects. Yeah, so Prince, unless I really don't have that really off head, it's in the syllabus. I could look at that and provide you with some assistance about it in one of our live streams or something like that. Provide you with some assistance. But for instance, if you are doing financial accounting, there are basic concepts there, like the 4 accounting standards I gave you there. They are basic, they are going to be there. Then another basic concept is about interpretation of financial statements. It's going to be there. Then another basic thing in financial accounting is double entry. If you are weak in double entry, forget financial accounting. Okay, so double entry is fundamental as well in that case. Then when it comes to business law, the fundamental things you must understand are the key topics there. Law of contract, the law of agency, sale of goods, okay, companies and partnership. These are 5 key areas that you must understand. So you must go through it, understand the concepts, understand the principles relating to all of these. That's business law. And then introduction to management accounting. If you are doing management accounting, accounting for material, accounting for labor, accounting for overhead. But most importantly, accounting for overhead is very, very critical. Accounting for overhead is very, very critical. Then absorption costing and marginal costing is there. Then some short-term decision making, it's there. Then the issue about variance analysis, it's also there. So these are the basic fundamental areas of the syllabus. Budgeting and budgetary control, these are the fundamental basic concept of the syllabus that you must understand before you start attempting any questions in relation to that. So like I said, I'll go through the syllabus and then provide you with some content strategies and techniques and various topical concepts on all the subjects in relation to that. So Wagongo is saying, your fears, what will you lose if you don't know what you are studying? And then finally, your frustration, what you are studying is creating misunderstanding, and how do I get past that misunderstanding? Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So Wagongo, thank you very much for sharing it. I'll screenshot it, and anytime I use it anywhere, I will give credit to you all the time. So if you see me using it anywhere, I'm going to give credits to you, Wagongo, as the originator of half, and it's a useful tool, and I think it's something that if you really implement very well, it can change your mindset. This half thing is a mindset hack. It's a mindset hack. So anytime I use it in one of my mindset hack or strategy hacks, I'm going to give credit to you about it. And thank you very much for sharing that insightful strategy with all of us here. So that is it about our discussion today. If you have any questions, comment below, put it down, and let me touch on that real quick before we finally sign off. Like I said, share the channel with students. Okay, now almost everyone is at home, but they have to study. So share the channel to your colleagues, share it on social media, share it on the Facebook groups you are in, your Facebook page, your WhatsApp platform. Share it and tell people, hey, this channel can assist you in order for you to prepare for your examination. David Emerem. Now, like I said, if I mention your name wrong, don't beat me, okay? It happens. So David, what's the best way to study scenario and essay type question? Okay. The best way to study scenario and essay type question, it goes back to the success triangle, understanding the concepts. So what are the concepts that underline the scenario or the essay type of question? Like audit, advanced audit, or maybe audit in level 2, the examiner may give you a scenario, and if he gives you the scenario, he asks you a question. But you see, when you read the scenario, you must ask yourself what concept is in this scenario. So for instance, if it is audit and you read the scenario, you must identify what is the problem here. Is it about ethics? Is it about ethical issue? Is it about audit procedure that is wrong? Is it about the auditor's report that is wrong? So the way you approach scenario type or study scenario type goes back to understanding the fundamental principles of the subject. If it is strategic case study that you are looking at, then you must understand the modules, the PESTEL framework, the Porter's generic, the Porter's 5 forces, the Porter's diamond, the Ansoff metrics, the BCG growth metrics, and all of those metrics. Then you must know how you can relate that to real-time case study. So the way you deal with case study or essay questions is first understand the basic concept of the subject. Once you understand the basic concept of the subject, when you read the question, before you go to the solution, ask yourself, what is in the question? What am I being asked for? What module am I going to be using here? What is the requirement here? That is how you deal with the essay type question. But if you don't understand the concept, you will read a case over and over again and look at the requirements, but you still will not have an idea of what you are being asked to do. So, David, that is what I would say in relation to that. Then you gave a follow-up question, or you asked a follow-up question and say, what's the best method for studying computational based question? So David, again, computational based question, it goes back, understand the concepts, then get an analysis. What is the trend of the exams? What are the things the examiner has been setting on? Once you understand the concept, then you go and practice a lot of questions. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you were in the stream before when I said that many students start solving questions, whether case study, whether computational questions. They start solving questions when they don't understand what the basic concept. So you must go back to understand the basic concept. You go back to understand the basic principles. That is how you position yourself to it. So once you understand the basic concept, look at the trends in the question, then you can now practice a lot of questions. Now, for computational questions, you must solve a lot of questions, because each question you pick will come with something specific that was not in the previous question. Like if you are doing financial reporting, corporate reporting, management accounting, you are solving a question on consolidation, but you realize that every console question you pick has something new. Like the questions are not the same, the statements are different, the footnotes are different, but it all goes back to concepts. If you understand the concept, irrespective of the question you pick, boom, you'll be able to understand it. But if you would rather look at the questions when you don't understand the concepts and the principles, then you are causing havoc to yourself. Like the scenario I gave earlier, you are giving a key to somebody who has never driven a car before, who has never sat behind a steering ring before. The person will just put the key in it, start the engine, and then boom, just speed off and kill people and kill you in addition to it. So you look at the concepts and then you understand the trend and then you practice questions. So David, Emirates, that is what I would suggest you do in answering case study and computational questions in relation to that. Any other questions? Any other questions? I'm waiting. If you have any other questions, you put it down. If not, then I'll be signing off maybe in the next 2 minutes or so. And like I said, you can join me live on Facebook. The handle is Nhyira Premium Official. 9 p.m. today, I'll be streaming live and I'll be teaching. So Nhyira Premium Official. I'll be streaming live, or I'll be teaching on Facebook 9 p.m. today. So you can join the stream there. And if there are any further questions you have also, you can ask me during the stream there, and I will be able to answer. Okay, so David said, thanks a million, boss. You are welcome, David. You are welcome. I love the way you teach. Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, David. I try as much as possible to make the concept simple and easy to understand for students. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. I would love you to do a video on standards. Which standards? Is it accounting standards? David, clarify. Is it accounting standards? If your problem is accounting standards, I already have videos on my channel. If you go to the channel page, okay? If you go to the channel page, you go under playlist. Under playlist, you will see a playlist there called Accounting Standards Series. Accounting Standards Series. It has okay, so comprehensive IPSAS, IFRS, and IAS is good. Good. So David, this is it. I have 37 videos as of today in accounting standards, and chances are all the accounting standards you are looking for, I've already treated them. So check that playlist on my channel page called Accounting Standards Series, and you get the IFRSs, the IASs, all the accounting standards. I've treated them in that playlist. Then for the IPSAS, I am now treating them. So you check the playlist on Public Sector Accounting and Finance. So the playlist titled Public Sector Accounting and Finance, I have, as of today, I have 19 videos there. I've treated some of the IPSAS. I've treated IPSAS 5 borrowing cost. I've treated IPSAS 11 construction contracts. And I've treated other IPSAS. I'll continue to be releasing videos on the IPSAS. So these two playlists answers your question, okay? Especially for the IFRSs and IASs, the Accounting Standard Series, 37 videos, I have covered you already. So just check that that playlist and you get the concept there. If after that you still have some specific questions on some specific standards, or you are solving a question that you have a problem with, why not? I can look at it for you in relation to that. So David, that is your my answer. Okay, so he said, oh, beautiful. Yeah, so that is it. So it's already available on the channel. So just check those two playlists: Accounting Standard Series for the IFRSs, the IASs, and then the Public Sector Accounting and Finance lecture for the public sector, and the content there. And you can check the playlist. I have a lot of content there on group financial statements, console. I have a lot of things covered there on console, and your FRO corporate reporting studies will be really an interesting one in relation to that. All right, so any other questions? Comment below if you have any questions. If you are just joining the broadcast and you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, David, you are saying a question. I would love you to add questions or possible problem that will arise from those. Okay, all right. Chances are, David, when you are watching them, the questions are given in. I read out the questions so you can write them out in relation to that. And then also, okay, so you're talking about the standards. Okay, and then also I think you can send me hi on Skype. We can also send you a question kit that will enable you to get access to the questions in that case. So you can send me a message on Skype. My ID is Premium Educator. So you can send me a message on Skype at Premium Educator. I'm putting that in the chat box. So you can send me a message on Skype at Premium Educator, and I can assist you with some of the questions if you don't have all of them. Okay, but understand that when you are reading, you are going through, the questions are read out, and so you can write them out in relation to that. Then Prince, please, do you have a compute Do you have to compute every question when solution absorption costing? Prince, I don't understand your question. Can you rephrase your question? David said, thanks a lot. You are welcome, David. You are welcome. Prince Nano, can you reframe your question? Do you have to compute every question when solution absorption costing? I don't understand. So maybe you can clarify your question a little bit, and then let me see if I can answer that real quick for you. Okay? Let me see if I can answer that real quick for you. Okay, so please, when I ask questions on a WhatsApp number, can you answer me solving absorption question? Prince, I prefer Skype, okay? So you can rather reach me on Skype, okay, than on the WhatsApp. There is a lot of traffic on WhatsApp, so if you want to keep it safe, you want to keep it slim, you want to really get my attention, and you are serious about it, connect with me on Skype. The handle is Premium Educator. So if you connect with me on Skype, you send me a question or whatever challenge you are having, I'm going to be answering it for you, okay? So you can connect with me on Skype, Premium Educator. So please, do you have to compute every question when solving absorption costing? Prince Nano, I still don't get the clarification of your question. So maybe if you can clarify so I can answer that real quick before I sign off. If it is possible. I'm waiting for you, Prince. If it's possible. All right, so make sure that you continue to follow the 4 steps I've discussed with you today. Deal with your fears, identify your problems, understand the concepts, and follow the success triangle. David, I'm seeing a question. Let me look at that. Okay, Wagongo is saying that's whether to show all workings. Oh, okay. Yes, you have to show all workings, especially in absorption costing, marginal costing. Depending on the structure of the question, you have to do overhead absorption rate. You have to do under or over absorption of overheads. Then you have to also do valuation of closing stocks. So if you are doing all this, you have to show workings for them. So David, MRM, what's your suggestion on combination of papers when writing exams? Do you write only essay type exams together or blend them with computation or calculation based ones? Okay, so David, it actually works differently with people, but some people do well when they are doing all calculation throughout. Some people do well when they are doing all theory throughout, and some people do well when they are doing one calculation, one reading, or 2 calculations and 1 reading. So I wouldn't just give specialized straight answer. Assess yourself. If you think you are good with just the calculations, fine, because some people are very comfortable doing calculations throughout, then they are very comfortable doing reading throughout. But the average person is bored with reading. On the average, which I've dealt with earlier, the average person is bored with reading. So people prefer to blend it. So 1 calculation, 1 reading subject, 1 calculation, 1 reading subject, and boom, you'll be able to go. But before you make that decision, I would rather suggest you identify yourself, know yourself better, what works best for you. If you think that, oh, you are not too okay doing reading alone, then you can add a calculation to it and do reading and calculation together. If you think you are okay doing calculations fully, why not? Go for it as well. So all depends on you. Okay, David, all depends on you. Identify yourself, what works best for you. I cannot just suggest something straight up, but like per general accepted approach. The average person get bored reading, so you blend. But look at what works best for you, and follow that. Okay, look at what works best for you and follow that. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, David. Thanks a million, Nhyira. You are welcome, David. You are welcome. Very grateful that I can be of help to you for you to prepare for your exams. Any other questions? Okay, so David is saying, I wish to be like you someday. Really? Okay, oh, I'm humble with that. But it means you gotta work hard. Okay, you gotta work hard. Because I'm nowhere. I've not done anything. I've not done anything yet. There are people who say, hey, Nhyira, you've published 13 books, you have your online courses, you have your YouTube channel, you teach, but it's work. If I share a day, my schedule, every day, I share my schedule with you, sometimes you can freak out. Okay, so it means number one, you got to sacrifice. Number two, you've got to work hard. You've got to work hard. So like Wagongo is saying, then read. You've got to be a voracious reader. You've got to be committed, but it's possible. Okay, it's possible. You can become the best version of yourself, and you can make the world a better place. Okay, because when you become a best version of yourself, you become successful, you live life on your terms, you live a comfortable life, then you can reach out to people. You think if I'm stressed, if I'm not able to do anything, I'll be life like this and be providing this content? No. Okay, no. So put in the work, put in the effort, sacrifice, and you can become a great version of yourself. That is the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Prince, I know you typed a message but you deleted it. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe it's not appropriate. You retracted it, so maybe it's not appropriate, something like that. Prince, whatever it is you want to say, maybe you can say it, and then I could look at that for you. So David is saying, I am a banker doing my ICAG, but I am thinking of CFA. Please, how can I contact you personally for mentorship? Okay, David, you can reach me on Skype, like I said. Whatever mentorship session you want us to have, or whatever sessions you want us to have, you can reach me on Skype. So just on Skype, Premium Educator, and you can connect with me on Skype. So if you connect with me on Skype, whatever arrangement it is, we can do it. Because like I said, WhatsApp is too noisy. It's too noisy there. I don't like doing any video call or whatever it is on WhatsApp. So connect with me on Skype, David, and let's see how I can assist you so you can achieve your goals. Definitely, I can provide you with some assistance for you to become successful. So connect with me on Skype, Premium Educator, and let's take it from there. Prince Ano is saying, say, please, I registered for 4 papers November sitting, but scored more than average in all the 4. So how do I register this sitting? Okay, so Prince, do 2 papers. Do 2 papers. That is my recommendation to you. You see, sometimes we worry ourselves a lot. We register a lot of papers, but we don't prepare well. So maybe do 2 papers this semester. Okay, select 2 papers. 1 reading, 1 calculation. Maybe business law and financial accounting, or business management, or business law and management accounting, whatever it is. Select 2 papers, 1 calculation, 1 reading, and focus on those 2 papers this semester. Focus on those 2 papers this semester and prepare well to pass the exams. That's it. Like you are saying, you had average marks. It's not good. So just select 2 papers. That is my advice. That's my recommendation to you. And this by extension goes to everyone. Don't register more papers, because you see, this thing is not a marathon. No. You see, it's not 100 meters that we are running, that we who has to be first, who has to be second. No, we all have different pace that we run at. We all have different pace that we are going at. Okay, so what I would recommend is reduce the number of subjects, because you see, when you fail an exam, you are traumatized, and you may not have the courage to move on again. You may not have the courage to kick it at it again. So I'll recommend this semester you take only 2 papers, 1 calculation, 1 reading. Spend all your time on these 2 papers, focus on these 2 papers, and write these 2 papers. I can guarantee you, if you implement everything we've discussed today, if you implement everything we've spoken about today, the tactics, the strategies, the techniques we've spoken about, and you focus on these 2 papers very well and sacrifice, you will pass with flying colors. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so Prince, that is what I would suggest. Do 2 papers. Do 2 papers. That is all. Just do 2 papers this semester. If you do the 2, you pass. Then you take another 2, you will pass. Then when you get to level 2, you still have time. You take 2. It's not a marathon. It's not 100 meters we are running. Okay, it's not about who finishes first. It's about who finishes well. Okay, it's about who finishes well. And you can't waste money. I tell my students this all the time. If you pay annual subscription, pay exam registration, and you write the exams and you fail, you've thrown money away. But it is not the money, because you can make the money back, but the time that you wasted, you cannot make it back. So to avoid wastage of time, because time is the most precious commodity in the world. The most expensive commodity in the world is not money. It's not even gold, but it's time. Because the time you used to watch this video, it's gone. You cannot make it back. You cannot make it back. So if you spend time to do something, make sure you are getting the best results out of it. If not, don't do it. So that is my recommendation to you. Focus on 2 subjects, work hard at it, and I know that you will be able to do it. David said, I missed a lot as I was late due to work. I hope we can watch this again. Yes, David, it will be available after the stream, and you can watch from the beginning. I shared 4 strategies on how you can study effectively to pass your examination, dealing with your fears, identifying your problem, understanding the concept, and following the success triangle. And Wagonko also brought some strategies there. People asked some questions that I answered, so you can rewatch the playback and it will assist you to understand this very well. Then you can also join me on Facebook 9 p.m. today if you have time. And if you have any other further questions, I could answer that as well during the Facebook live stream this evening at 9 p.m. on my Facebook page to assist you as well in relation to that. So that is it. Very, very much excited. Thank you very much for joining the broadcast today. I cannot tell you how grateful I am today. Yes, 9 p.m. GMT, David. 9 p.m. GMT. 9 p.m. GMT. Okay, Prince is saying, so please, can I write MA and FA? Prince, these are all calculation questions. These are all calculation areas. So are you comfortable with the 2 so that you write management and then business law next semester? If you are comfortable with the 2 like that, no P. Okay, my objective is this, and my desire for you is this, that the 2 papers you write, you pass them, period. So if it is the MA and the FA that you are comfortable with, go for it. But make sure you make the time available to study hard and to pass the exams. Don't register for the exams if you know you will fail. That's also another mantra I have. Don't register for the exams if you know you will fail. Now you will say, Nhyira, how will I know I'll fail? You will know you will fail if you don't study. Okay, but if you know you're going to be studying, you're going to sacrifice, you're going to put in the effort, then go for the 2 if that is what you'll be comfortable with. Okay, it all depends on you. So if you know that is the 2 you can be comfortable with and pass, go for it. Okay, go for it. All right, so thank you very much for the live stream today. If you have any other questions, put in the chat box. I thought I was signing off, but the questions keep coming in and we are going. So, and we can still go sometime if you have any questions as well for me to answer in relation to that. But I'll be live again on Facebook 9 p.m. or 2100 GMT. So you can join me in relation to that. Okay, so David is saying love from Nigeria. Yeah, thank you very much, Nigeria. All right. Okay, so David. Yeah, so I love the discussion. It's been intense. It's been a valuable thing. So, Kelvin Kamara, Priscilla, Wagongo, Prince Ano, Philippa Chu, David, and everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the stream today. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed, and share the channel with your colleagues. Okay, I have a lot of content on the channel that can help a lot of your colleagues, so share it with them. Let us build this community up. Let's reach a lot of people out. I am doing this because I want to assist you to become successful. I want to assist you to take your life to the next level. So share the channel as well, and let's reach a lot of people, and let's together make the world a better place. Because if I'm successful, you are successful, and your friend is successful, and your brother is successful, the world will become a better place, and the burden will be reduced. But if I'm the only person who is successful, you are the only person who is successful, everybody will bring their burden on you. But if we are all successful, the burden will reduce, and boom, we can all become successful, and we can build a better world. That is my objective. That is my goal. That is why I created this channel, and that is why I share what I share with you in relation to that. So Prince is saying, please, how do I schedule my time for this too? Yeah, Prince, you just have to have a personal timetable. Okay, have a personal timetable and look at your schedule. I don't know, maybe you work and you are schooling as well, or you are just at home and mommy and daddy are taking care of you for you to go to school, or whatever it is. Just look at your time. But like I said, it has to come at a sacrifice. There are certain things you have to let them go. There are certain things you have to stop doing. There are certain activities you have to stop, because you can't become successful mingling around with everybody. You must distinguish yourself. You must separate yourself. Like the pyramid. Like you can see the pyramid I draw here. It's a triangle though, but it's a pyramid as well. You can see at the bottom it's very large, but as you get to the top, it becomes lonely. So you have to sacrifice. So look at your time. Look at your schedules. What time can you study well best? Look at the time you are productive. Look at the time you are emotionally sound. Look at the time you are okay. If you don't feel like learning, or you are mentally deranged, or you cannot prepare well, just go out there, listen to a music, maybe jog, or go to the gym, do something to energize you and bring some blood into your brain, and you can work. So have a personal timetable and then arrange your time around that. Okay, I think Prince Achu did that. I think he commented earlier, he did that. So that is it. And then Wagongo is also saying something. You must never go through the day without studying, no matter what. That is important. So Wagongo, I love that. Don't go through the day without studying anything, no matter what. Irrespective of how tired you are, do something. Do something. Because you see, it's the tiny bit. It's the tiny bit. One of the challenges a lot of students go through is that they put the book down, 2 weeks to the exams, 1 week to the exams, they start being serious. But if you study with that approach, you are going to put a lot of pressure on you, and your chances of passing the exams will be very, very minimal. But if every day you practice, or even if you can't do every day, at least 2, 3, 4 times in a week, you can do it. Maybe sometimes it's not about reading, you can be listening to the audios. Okay, it's not about reading, you can be listening to the audios. So like I said, maybe you are in the gym but you are listening to something, you are eating but audio is playing in the background. That is how you learn. So sometimes it's not about picking the book and then opening the book and then going through the book. Sometimes it's about just listening to an audio in relation to that, and that is how you can become successful. Okay, so that is what I would say. If you can't read, just listen. Yes, so that is what Wagonko has also said. So find out and engage all your various senses, and I believe that you can definitely become successful. You can definitely become successful. So that is what you must understand in relation to that. Okay, so Prince, that is it about that. So I don't know what you do. Maybe you work and you study, or you are mommy's boy. Whatever it is, find time, create your own time. But it means you have to sacrifice. It means you must stop some social media small. It means you must stop hanging out with some friends small. It means you must stop attending some events small. It's a sacrifice. But if you do that sacrifice, you make that sacrifice today, and you become successful, you become a certified accountant, you can take your life to the next level. And once you take your life to the next level, you can afford a lot of things and make your life better. That is what we are looking for. All of us want to become successful. All of us want to stand out at the end of the day. So that is what you must understand in relation to that. All right, so thank you very much for joining the broadcast. We are almost 2 hours into the broadcast, and I think I just love the broadcast. Today's broadcast is really interesting. It's power packed. I love the comments. I love the contributions. Wagonko, you've been really instrumental today. Thank you very much for the strategies that you are sharing with us and the advice that you are sharing with us. I'm very, very grateful. And thanks to everybody who joined the stream and who is also going to be watching the playback. Remember to subscribe to the channel, share the channel with others, and then let's see how we can help others. So Prince Ano is saying, "Sir, I follow you last sitting. I would have passed because you are such if I follow you last sitting, I would have passed because you are such a great mentor." Okay, thank you very much. But it's not too late. Okay, failing is just a way to tell you that you didn't do something well. Okay, so when you fail, it doesn't mean you are dumb. It just means you didn't do something well. So this time around, put in the effort, and we're going to try as much as possible to make some content available for you, especially on the business law, so that you can prepare well. So hopefully, Jerome, you make sure you schedule that. Okay, so hopefully tomorrow morning we should be able to get you some content on business law in relation to that. For management accounting, you can check the playlist. You can check the playlist there on understanding. Let me check the name. Management Accounting Fundamentals. So that playlist, Management Accounting Fundamentals. As of today, there are 39 videos in there. You can go there, you watch accounting for material, accounting for labor, accounting for overhead, absorption costing, marginal costing. All of those things are there. You can watch them in relation to that. Okay, so Prince, I work and study. Awesome. So if you work and study, sacrifice. Have a schedule for yourself. Okay, have a schedule for yourself and decide what you have to do and what you don't have to do. Okay, but you got to put in the effort. You got to put in the effort because you got to work. If you work, the work will pay off later on. Okay, that is how you take your life to the next level. That is how you can live life on your own terms. That is how money can follow you wherever you go. You don't have to follow money. You need to position yourself in such a way that money follows you wherever you go, and irrespective of the economy, you can still thrive. That is how you become successful. So find out what will work best for you. Connect with me on Skype. Okay, connect with me on Skype. We're gonna go. I'll be very much excited to have you on Skype. So connect with me on Skype. My ID is Premium Educator, and let's continue with this conversation there, and let's see how we can help each other for us to take our lives to the next level, because that is it. That is the purpose for the society. That is the purpose for the world. That is the purpose for the environment. So thank you very much. Approximately 2 hours. Thank you very much for joining the stream today. Same time tomorrow, we're going to be joining the stream, and will help us in relation to that. When going to work, take a shot of some pages of the study materials and read. All right, that's awesome. So Prince, I know this applies to you and other students as well. When going to work, take a shot of some pages of the study materials and read. Yes, I've seen a lot of people practicing that, so they have a screenshot of it, or get a PDF version of the books. Okay, most of the books you can download them on Google. So just Google the book and see if you can download a free version of it. So once you can download a free version of it and it's on your phone or your tablet or whatever it is, you can be reading. You can be reading. So during break time, after lunch break, you go and eat quickly. You come and read some more before you go back to work in relation to that. Then he said, please, can I study with Open Tuition lecture videos? Yes, Open Tuition, they have great material, so you can study with it in relation to that. But you just have to look at the syllabus against what you are studying, because there are things covered in the Open Tuition notes that may not be in your syllabus, and there are things in your syllabus that may not be in the Open Tuition. But Open Tuition, they have a good material there. You can download their materials on their website, opentuition.com, and sometimes I use their materials even to teach here with their questions and also their material. So they are it's a great source of material you can use for your studies. No two ways about that. But like I said, make sure you refer to the syllabus when you are using any materials, so you don't learn what is not in the syllabus, and then you don't also skip what is in the syllabus that it may not have been covered by Open Tuition or any other book that you will be using. All right, so that is it. Okay, so Wagonko is saying Open Tuition, just be careful with the law. Yes, because the law is going to be an international law, maybe, or it will be a UK law in relation to that, which may be slightly different from a Ghanaian law or a Nigeria law or whatever it is that you are doing. So it's just like, that's why I said you refer to the syllabus. Okay, this is the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana professional qualification syllabus, the new syllabus as at now. The first exam was written last semester, so you have to always refer to the syllabus. Whatever material you are using, you have to refer to the syllabus. Are these things in the syllabus? Are everything in the syllabus in the material that I'm using? So you prepare well for the exams in relation to that. All right, so thank you very much for joining the stream today. Like I said, I'm very excited about our discussions today, and that is very, very important. I know he's saying, please, how can I get your ebooks and question tags? WhatsApp, send me the message on Skype. Possibly if there are some free ebooks available, you can get them. But my books are also listed on Amazon. So in case you want to buy them, the Kindle version on Amazon, you can buy them. Some of them are actually free on Amazon, and you can get a Kindle version of the book for free. So you can check them on Amazon and see if you can get a free version. But when you send me the message on Skype also, if there are any PDF versions that are available, I will just let my executive assistant arrange about that, and then it could be sent to you via email so that you can use them to prepare for your examination. So connect with me on Skype, and then let's see how it goes in relation to that. All right. So that's it for today. Like I said, I'll be live again on Facebook tonight at 9 p.m. We want to see how Facebook will also respond, and I'll be teaching live on Facebook, and be talking about other issues there. So if there are any questions you have and you want to join the stream as well on Facebook, you can join the stream, and let's see how we can contribute. My Facebook page is Nhyira Premium, the same name as you see on my Facebook, my WhatsApp, my YouTube channel, Nhyira Premium. And you like the page, you follow it, and then let's see how it goes. Let's see how we can assist you better to prepare well for your examination. So thank you very much for joining the stream. I love you so much. Make sure you take care of yourself in this season of the outbreak of the pandemic. Make sure you take good care of yourself. Make sure you sanitize your hand very often. Make sure you reduce the contact with people. Make sure that you reduce the way you touch things and put things on all the time, and stay safe. Okay, stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 4:30 p.m. and let's see how we can go ahead with our discussions tomorrow. But you can also connect with me on join me on Facebook tonight at 9 p.m. or 2100 GMT, and then let's see how we go in relation to that. So thank you very much for joining the stream, and make sure you stay safe and you stay blessed. Bye bye.